Hey there everyone, welcome back. This is Wings of Wax, and we are playing Slay the Spire. We are still on our Ironclad adventure to try to be able to defeat the Heart, and I feel like we're getting really close, so you also might sound like I'm a little groggy. It's because I just woke up, but figured I would start and get in a recording for my day, so because I'm trying to make a habit of this. And it seemed like a good time to be able to try to do that. So let's jump in. Last time we ended up having like a losing run to Pandora's box. I believe that's what that was. Because randomness, kind of screws you. That's basically how it goes. You should always figure that randomness is almost always going to screw you. That's why you shouldn't take random things. Anyways, so we get offered upgrade a card. Enemies start with 1 health. The next 3 enemies start with 1 health. Or we can choose a random card to lose 8 max HP. We're not going to obviously use the last one because that one I feel like goes against my tradition of trying to defeat the game normally at first. Getting rid of your starting relic I feel like is not really what I'm looking to do for the beginning of the series. So, anyways, what do we have? We have an elite here that we can be able to fight, and we have a couple of combats to be able to get to no matter which direction we go into. I'm actually okay with taking this path here leading up to him. We can decide whether or not we actually get a choice to be able to fight him if we have enough health, or we can go here and then be able to fight, regenerate our health here, and then be able to go and fight the other elite over here, which actually is pretty good too because we have another campfire that's right here. But obviously if we can get to this campfire, fight, chest, and then we have one more elite fight up here, which is pretty decent. So let's start with this. And I think I'm going to choose, let's see if we can lose max HP to find a random card that's going to help us out. So we don't necessarily know if we're going to be able to use Limit Break. Offering is always a good card, and Double Tap is always a good card. I think Double Tap is slightly better, though, because like putting double bash on something right now early on in the game is beneficial, because then you can put 4 turns of vulnerable on them. So I kind of like that. We also didn't have a way to be able to abuse the next 3 enemies at 1 health, because if we could potentially get to an elite, I would consider it. So. And it really doesn't matter what I do here because it's all going to lead to the same amount of damage. Let's go. I would like to bash here, and we'll just put up 1 defend. I could have actually done 1 more attack. I think that actually would have been better there, now that I think about it. Just making sure this will kill him. Yes, it will. So that's why I paused. Flameberry is actually a pretty good card. I do like that quite a bit. Both of these other cards, are really good too, but Flameberry is way better. It's just, it's also a card that I feel like leads us into the direction of being able to defeat the Heart. So I like that. I like that a lot. See if we can get some more gold before we decide to go on our adventure to, do we go for the Flameberry here? On our adventure to be able to defeat the Heart here. Flameberry would deal him 6 damage. That's probably slightly better than a bash because this is going to be a relatively slower fight here. So, and also just don't want to take too much damage if I can help it. So we do have double tap, which is good because that means we can actually use all 3 of our mana to be able to attack this turn. We do get another flame barrier, which I'm very grateful for. And since we can't actually get through his defense, we're just going to go for another defend here. We do have double tap bash, it doesn't matter, but he's dead regardless of whatever we play there. Thunderclap, Intimidate, Cleave. I do like Thunderclap and Cleave, just to have at least like 1, maybe 2 ways to deal AoE damage. I think it's more beneficial than going for an Intimidate here. Intimidate is really good though. Just a matter of like, do we go for the Thunderclap or do we go for the Cleave? And I think, since we don't have any ways to be able to take advantage of vulnerability, I think we just go for the Cleave here. Dealing 8 damage is a decent chunk. Is it worth flame barriering here? Not really. I'd rather like double tap strike on this, or double tap strike on that. Technically, which one would we do? And then we can just toss up a defend to be able to block this turn. I'd like to be able to kill this guy for next turn, so I think we go for this guy first. That sounds like the most reasonable play. take out one of the enemies before we start taking out both, which doesn't really matter here because we're going to be taking 10 damage regardless. And he is dead. Let's move on. What do we got? Infernal Blade, Body Slam, and Burning Impact. Burning Pact. Burning Pact is a decent card. Infernal Blade and Body Slam are probably better, especially in this spot, I would say, because we don't really have the extra mana to be able to draw extra cards, and we have no reason. We don't have like any like 0 mana cards, I feel like, to take advantage of with the Burning Pact. So I think that's when it becomes more beneficial to people to take Burning Pact, is when you have more mana or when you have 0 casting cost cards. And we have neither, so we did take a Flame Barrier, which leads me to believe that Body Slam is actually decent. Obviously, we can set up 2 defends and a Body Slam 2. It's not a terrible play. Infernal Blade is good, though. But if we take the Body Slam, we're kind of like leaning towards like a defensive strategy deck, and we're hoping to pick up a Barricade, but we're not really in that direction yet. But I am willing to take the gamble on it for right now, because we could potentially be led down that path, which I think is worth trying to shoot for here. We can always get rid of the Body Slam too, if that's what it comes down to. So we have double tap Cleave. We're going to be taking a little bit of damage here if that's the case. I think that's fine. I mean, I would like to take no damage, but there is no way around that. And I think double tap Cleave is just really powerful here, so. And we just put up a defend. I could have used my potion, but I really don't like to use potions if I can help it on just regular enemies. It's not a very good turn for us, honestly. We're still going to be taking some more hits. I would say the best thing we can do is put up double defend and just strike this back guy. Try to take him out quickly. Try to take this guy out next turn. He's going to be blocking. Okay, so blocking and attacking. All right. Unfortunately, we have to use 2 attacks no matter what. But I still think that's worthwhile to take out that guy right now. So hopefully that was the last points of damage we were able to do. We were going to be taking here. That's the plan. That's the hope. It's a dream. We have Cleave. We have Strike, and I'm just going to use a Slimed. Get that out of my deck. Get it out of here. Let's see. I say that that's the last points of damage we're going to be taking, but of course the game says otherwise. Yeah, I don't see anything that really we can do there. I'm just trying to mitigate as much damage as possible so we can actually go fight these elites. This is not a good turn either. This is a really bad turn. Double tap Strike plus second strike, or third, yeah. That will kill you. Okay, thank God. We're there. That's 18 damage. Ooh. I think Iron Wave is probably the best choice here. It's a defensive and an offensive card all in one. It's the basically... it's a more roundabout way to be able to make choices here, and I don't think we need a Thunderclap right away since we just did pick up a Cleave, so I think I'm going to go with the Iron Wave here. Let's see what the shop has to offer. We have Medical Kit, which unplayable status cards are now playable, and then when they're cast, they are exhausted. So, not a terrible strategy. I'm interested in removing a card and picking up maybe like a Shrug It Off here. Bludgeon is also pretty good. Is it worth it, though, to take Bludgeon here? We're kind of more on the defensive build right now anyways. We're leaning in that direction. We're not necessarily like needing to go that way, but we do have like the Iron Wave and the Flame Barrier. I do realize Iron Wave can go in any deck, and Flame Barrier technically can go in any deck too because it is just good by itself. But it is making me think that maybe we should start considering more defensive cards. And if we take this Bludgeon, we're not going to be able to remove a card from our deck, which I don't want to do. Well, I want to be able to remove a card from our deck. So I think we'd go for the card removal starters, get rid of a Strike, take a Shrug It Off here, and we are left with nothing else to buy, so perfect. We had no ways to take advantage of any of the other cards that were in there. It didn't really like fit any of the styles. Can we fight this with 48 health? I think we can. It's only an Act 1 boss. This guy is really hard, though, to be honest with you. And I do think that we should drink Blessing of the Forge here. I guess I could have waited and potentially gone for like a bash here, but We've already made our decisions. Let's go. There we go. Now we get bash. Do I want to go for the flame barrier, though, is the question. And I actually don't think we can afford to. I think we need to just put on as much aggression as possible. Cleave deals more damage. Let's go for the cleave. We just need to be very aggressive early on and take our beats. We do have Iron Wave, which I'm actually going to use here definitely. And then I think we can go for like defend and body slam, which deals more damage than technically a strike. So I think we do that. We only have strike and cleave this turn. I guess we could shrug it off to see if we actually draw like a bash or something. We did not. So we'll just apply more pressure. We're going to get in our strength and dexterity reduced, unfortunately. We do have double tap here, which I'll be taking 18 damage if I do go for that. This will deal what? 16, and that will be 26. So technically we could find lethal next turn. 26 will put him at 10. We need 2 strikes to be able to kill him, but we do take 18 damage and go down to 4. Yeah, that's. I mean, I think that's the play. I'm just not very excited about it. We obviously could go for the double bash too, which would deal him 14 plus 3, which would deal him 17. So we go down to 19. Okay, but that does make all of our strikes deal 7. No, it's still worth it, I think, to go for the double strikes here. Yeah, we're gonna go down to 4, so we're taking a pretty big gamble here, but I think it's worthwhile because he should be dead, right? He does have the regeneration. 4, 9, and 17. Good. We get another double tap, or I take a true grit here. Oh, that's funny. Well, you almost never get offered like more than one of these, right? You know, we get the double tap. Very tempted, very, very tempted here. The thing is, though, we're pretty split right now. We have what, 4? I would call us 5, 6, 7, 8 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's close. If I take this, it'll be almost like 50-50. It'll be like what, 45, 55, something like that. Oh, do we need another double tap? I don't necessarily think so. Surely it's good because we could always like double tap a Iron Wave, which would be fantastic. Really, that's like that and cleave are like the 2 biggest things we can double tap right now. Obviously bash too, but that means we don't get to put up any block for the turn as well, which that's tough. Both these cards are really good, and I'm not sure if the second double tap is just strictly better than, you know, going for a True Grit here, because True Grit to be able to help us out and reduce the cards in our deck the longer the game goes on. And also we're at 10 health right now, so that's the other thing I'm considering here. We have Campfire to be able to regenerate some health here coming up. And we're going to lean towards trying to get to this elite, but obviously we can go down the other path here just in case we don't have the resources to. Tough choice, that's for sure. Toughy. Second double tap over True Grit. I don't know. Like, obviously this is more impactful, but this makes our deck a little bit more well-rounded. And that's kind of what I was kind of hoping for here, was to have more defensive cards, take advantage of potentially setting up to go for a defensive build. But we're not necessarily in a defensive build. I think we take the double tap here. Let's get greedy. Let's do it. Yeah, we have to rest here. As much as I would love to not rest, we have to. These guys are kind of a pain in the butt. Yeah, they're both attacking on the same first turn, so let's go for the Shrug It Off. We have Flame Barrier. Thank goodness. We get to apply some damage this turn and take no damage this turn, so I'm happy with that. Eek. This turn is awkward. It's not really worth body slamming? We're taking 2 at that point. Actually, it probably is worth it. Yeah, I think it is, actually. So we put this guy to 12, which means he is dead to 2 strikes. I think that's worthwhile. Yeah. That way we can just gain like 4 health at the end of this. I think that's worthwhile. Double tap, leave, and death. Awesome. So we got 4 extra health, and we got a regen potion, so I'm very thankful for that. Twin Strike, Armaments, and Pommel. Do we have another campfire coming up? Because I would like to get an Armaments. Not for a while. Not for a while. Tough choice. Pommel's really good, though, but we don't have any ways to be able to take advantage of the strength. Twin Strike, also really good, too. 1 mana, 10 damage. You know, nothing to scoff at there. And obviously it works really well with double tap. I just think we need to take defensive cards right now since we already have so many aggressive cards. And we're going to try to see what we get here. We get Anchor. Okay, so Anchor plus Regen Potion will make me a little bit more happy. And we have Preserved Insect too, so that will... I think we can fight this elite. I will pop this Regen Potion right away. I do not want to mess around there. We already start with 10, which means I don't have to go for the Flame Berry here. It is more beneficial. Let's try to take out this one. So that way we can potentially kill this. So he's not actually attacking us on the following turn. So we can basically prevent 9 damage being dealt to us. That is the reasoning behind it. I think that is worth it. Okay, there we go. Now we can decide which one we're going to focus on. We do have double tap cleave here again as an option. And then we can still shrug it off to be able to prevent damage. We'll shrug it off first. We draw Armaments. Armaments is not really super helpful here, so double tap cleave, though, is just really good for us. Just sets them up even closer to being able to being taken out in 1 turn, so I'm more of a fan of that. Yeah, shrug it off. See where it leads us. We have Iron Wave, which Iron Wave plus Body Slam can take out one of these. Actually, it can take out 13 damage, which means we attack this one with Iron Wave, and then we Body Slam the other one. Perfect. That was great. That was fantastic. That was a good line of play right there. I mean, he's going to be dead in like 1 hit anyways. Doesn't matter. This is so awkward. We do have double tap strike though, so let's just kill him. It's like the hands, obviously there's lethal. I'm just laughing because it's just like it's set up awkwardly, but we have Entrench here, which I think is beneficial for us. So that way we can try to get that down to 1 mana and potentially go for like Shrug It Off or Flame Barriers to be able to just not take too much damage and benefit our bashers a bit more. Like, we're obviously trying to set up here for, like, a barricade, but even if we don't get the barricade, I feel like the deck is still reasonable enough and defensive enough to be able to put up with a lot of the good fights. So, this would be the first card we'd want to upgrade to. And obviously, every barricade deck that we've ever had, we've never actually gotten the Entrench, and I feel like picking it up right now would be beneficial. See that, or I take the armament, or upgrade the armaments when we get there. So, it's between those two right now. But I think we take Entrench. We're already setting up to be defensive. You don't need the barricade to be a defensive deck. But obviously, it makes it. That's for sure. Do we heal 24? Max HP is probably just for the best. Ooh. Gamble, 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 gamble. Oh, risky gambling man here. How many more combats do we have after this? We have 1 potentially. 1 and I would say a half-ish, because that could be. Excuse me. And I would like to be able to upgrade. You know what? We'll try 1. Didn't find anything. Now it's a 50. I think I'm going to leave now. Amamori will negate the next 2 curses. Do we take the Sapphire Key over the Toy-Thopter? Ornithopter? I think we take the Sapphire Key here. I just don't think Toy Ornithopter is really that powerful, to be honest with you. I think we just go for a bash and a defend. Oh, right. We have Anchor. Anchor, 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 anchor. Anchor, anchor. Ingrain that into your skull, David. What are you doing? It's better to go for armaments on this, set it up for future turns. I feel like strike is just better here. It deals more damage. Oh my god, body slam. See, this is why I don't play these decks, because I don't remember the synergies, and waking up early is not good. Let's see. Man, I'm making dumb plays here. We got this. Okay, let's tighten up. Batten down the hatches. We got this. Totally just missed out on damage, but we got this. We got this. Start with the Shrug It Off, see where that leads us. We have double tap and strike now. Okay, works out. All right. We have Flame Barrier and Body Slam. Ha 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 ha. See, there's the play. Ooh, it's not going to kill you, but it will actually, because you're going to attack me. All right. Feel no pain whenever a card is exhausted. Gain 3 block. I feel like we didn't pick up that True Grit, because we didn't. True Grit actually would be a reason to potentially take that, but neither of these really like stand out to me. So second win is fine, but I don't think it's going to be worthwhile because we don't really have any exhaust strategies, and since we have no exhaust strategies, obviously Feel No Pain doesn't make any sense. But if we had like 2 True Grits in the deck and stuff like that, I feel like taking Feel No Pain is actually worthwhile. But Warcry, just it's not replace it. It doesn't replace itself. It actually loses you a card when you draw it. If you don't know how the math works on that. But Smith, yes, clearly. Entrench or Armaments. Armaments is going to make it so that way this fight is just strictly better for all of our cards. Yeah, I think we go for the Armaments first. Alright, so we double tap Bash. I like that. That's a good starter. That's a really good starter for us. We do a Flame Barrier, but none of these really strictly stand out to me here. So it looks like we're just dealing extra damage. He's going to start attacking this turn. We can double tap Cleave. We need to, what? Just try to prevent as much damage, I think, this turn. I'm not sure Cleave is really the beneficial thing for us to go for then, if that's the case. Is Iron Wave just better? We can afford to take damage, though, so I think it actually is just better, because this is only going to deal 16. And this is only going to deal 5, which means we're only taking 30, but he's at 71, which means we can do like a huge all-out attack next turn and potentially be able to kill him. So what do we got? This goes up to 10 damage, I believe, and this goes up to 9. Or just go up to 11, I don't remember. Either way, his Armament's actually worthwhile. I don't know. Doing the math right now is hurting my eyes. So we're just gonna go for the Cleave and the Strike. I'm not gonna waste too much time. We're just gonna try to deal as much damage as possible. Let's do it. Let's go. Shrug it off. They're both attacking here. We don't have to pop the potion, but if they do attack again next turn, it will mean we need to pop the potion. So. And we don't know if they're going to be attacking next turn or not, because these guys are pretty random, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, we're just attacking one. There's really no science to that. Just a matter of do we pop the potion here. Taking 32 damage. Sets us a 10, which means one of their attacks will actually kill us. If we don't block up on the following. Yeah, I think we do drink this then. We got Flame Barrier. Alright, sure. And it doesn't really matter what we do, so we'll just Slimed. That's unfortunate. Got 0 attacks for that turn. Alright, they're not doing anything this turn. That's good. So let's try to deal as much damage as possible to you. Split you. Ooh, one of you I thought was going to be dead, but we are weakened. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh. We're weakened for 2 more turns, so it actually does make sense to be able to attack these guys too. I think we should attack this one because this one might, you know, go for his weakened attack. This one might go for the weakened attack next turn. We might die. Wow. That's surprising. I mean, like, we took some greedy plays, but I don't... 16. Are we just dead? Oh my god, we are actually dead. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. No way, I thought we actually did this pretty well. Are we just too defensive against this slime boss? That could be the case. Like, we just are way too defensive. Oof. This is rough. Because I can't go for the entrench and the flame barrier in the same turn. And I'm only going to be able to gain, what, 14 block? Yeah, that will kill me. Holy guacamole, that is unreal. I think both these slimes, when they came out dealing 16 on the same turn, if they were off kilter for a turn, if one of them was attacking and the other one was dealing the debuffs, I feel like we'd be fine. But, whew, this is rough. We're taking some massive amounts of damage here. Yeah, like we're just strictly dead here. Like there's nothing we can do about that. That is super unfortunate. I thought we had a pretty good build going on. Did I miss damage early on in this fight? I don't think we did, but we did take probably some extra damage early on. So maybe that was the reasoning. That's unfortunate, man. I thought that was going pretty well. We had some pretty good stuff going on. We did draw like really awkward turns though. Like I remember we had flame barrier in our hand, and they were just neither of them were attacking. Like we just had nothing to do. So maybe it's just like the luck of the draw there. I don't know. Maybe it was the double taps and not having the true grit to be able to take care of some of the cards in our deck, so we could actually filter through and try to find more aggressive cards in this matchup. Because right now our deck is like 50-50 between defensive and aggressive cards, which is reasonable. But yeah. Whew. I feel like if we could have gotten through that fight, then we would have been fine. Like for the rest of these games, it's just a matter of like, can you actually get through and be able to upgrade enough cards to be able to work your way through the rest of the rounds through the acts. That's very sad. That's very sad. All right, well, looks like that's gonna do it for this episode. Oh my goodness, we died. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like, yeah, we should be making, I believe we're still making good choices. It's just obviously a couple of bad choices here and there, small mistakes. Maybe that added up to a couple of life points that were missed, or maybe I just made some bad choices for cards. Maybe I should have taken the True Grit instead or something like that. So, yeah. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does really super duper help out the channel greatly. Really appreciate all the support you guys have given me lately. It does help me and motivate me to want to be able to produce more content. So thank you guys so much. Good luck and grind on, everyone.